and we're now on day 3 of the system of this Dodge Ram. We got the dash cleaned up. We reran all the wires. With that all squared away, we still got to figure out how we're going to mount everything on that side for the processor. But all the wires are there. The sub-amp wiring's here. We just got to mount this and then get this set up. And then like we want to block up all these panels here to clean that up. And so that, you know, it makes a baffle. We still got to make the trim there. We got all the XT connectors ready so we can just plug the speakers in. So we got some stuff to do. We got to put the radio on. The customer did bring me some parts in that he had at home. So we're going to put this back together today to some degree, but we're going to get everything figured out. So the master plan with this customer's truck now is that we're going to take, so the customer has a nice Alpine radio, bit 10, Focal 3-way setup, a JL 4-channel, and a JL monoblock, and 2 JL subs, a Focal 3-way, and some, I think they're Infinities in the rear. So we discussed about his system on what he's trying to achieve, and I think the best way to go forward is to do, we're going to take the tweeters and mids and we're going to run off 2-channel. We're going to take the other 2 channels of the JL amp and run the mid bass in the door, and then we're going to take the radio and run the rear speakers. So he maximizes his whole system based on what we have going on. So this thing should dial in pretty good. But that's what I would suggest in this case, with the product he currently has. So we're going to get this all going, get it all put together, mount it, get all the brackets figured out, all the mounts figured out, and put it together, and then start dialing this thing in. So day 4 would be basically just, hopefully it'll be all tuning and everything should be ready to go. The interior should be in it, all the gain should be set, all the DSP should be set up, everything should be set up to retuning on day 4. So stay tuned. Here's an example on how to not set up an EQ. This car, I don't know what they raised and all the signals, but if you look here, all the EQs are just raised up. If you're going to do a system setup, know what you're doing. The software is pretty self-explanatory. If you don't understand it, I get it, but there's the boost up there on the aux. That's crazy. So we wrapped up the Dodge Ram today. We had some issues. We had a problem with the Audison DSP, and it wasn't just this. Audison has a DSP problem. This particular DSP, the customer had another vendor or another installer install it, and honestly, I don't think they knew what they were doing, and they made some serious issues with trying to adjust the EQ. Now that you see that the EQ was all out of whack from the software, it created an issue internally, which I couldn't, for whatever reason, couldn't refresh it, couldn't flash it, couldn't fix it, couldn't solve it. So we wind up replacing that DSP with a Hertz DSP. So people go, what's the difference between an Audison DSP and a Hertz DSP? They're really, in this case, it was a bit 10, and we went to an H8. And the Hertz H8 is identical, same footprint, everything's the same as far as how it operates. Now, what's different is, as you can see here, the controller is slightly different, but this particular DSP has 8 channels of output versus the bit 10 has 5 channels of output. Now, that good or bad? That could be good or bad depending on how you're using it, but I would say mostly good. And the reason why I say it's good is because you have more channels if you had to add an amplifier later on. Now, if I was going to set this car up, I probably would have did it a little differently, but since the customers already had the product, we did the best to maximize what he had. So recap, this Dodge Ram has the Alpine 509. We now have the Hertz DSP H8. We have the Morel speakers here, mid bass there, and then we have the Infinity back here. And what we wind up doing is we remounted the amplifier, so now the amplifiers actually have 4 screws in them versus 2. Then we also put a piece of I would say it's teak underneath the floor and silicone to the floor itself, so that's mounted with silicone, not necessarily with screws, so there's no holes in the floor. Now this amplifier is mounted, you know, it's actually secured to the floor. We didn't make any new holes for that. Then we redid the amp rack, which I'll overlay some pictures of that amp rack of what it was like and now what we did now. So we literally took the amplifier here, the 4-channel, which was here, and then we mounted the crossovers into there and the DSP over here, and it's all stacked, so the customer can now have everything in one localized place. There shouldn't be any adjustments on it. Then I'll show you what we did with the fuse leather. So one of the challenges with this car is what these amps are, they generally take 4 gauge each. That's what the manual says, that's what everything says in right, that's what it says in print. So what the previous installers did is they actually took one 4 gauge, put a 100 amp fuse on it, and they ran it to both amplifiers, and then they had a 100 amp fuse on both amplifiers. That's not a good thing because it's not safe from the standpoints of operation for the customer. So we made a new bracket out of aluminum and put 2 fuses on there. So with that said, everything turned out really good. So I'll show you what I did on the EQ with the computer, and I did a couple different things, and I'll show you what I did. It might be a little dark here. This guy's got windows tinted with the front windshield tinted, but we'll see. So with this unit, what I did was I EQ'd, well, what I basically did was I created a front and a rear system, and obviously I'm not using the DSP for the rear because there's no rear speakers on the DSP, because he's got a 4-channel JL and a monoblock, and I did use the front 4-channel to run active for the front speakers, and the radio's running the rears, and I'll show you how I did that. So what I did was, as you can see, I EQ'd all the speakers, front, mid bass, mid driver, and then the sub. I really didn't do any equalization on the sub because there's really not that much to do on there. And then also the rear speakers, you see I didn't do that. But what I did do was I did do time alignment on the rear speakers. So what that does is it creates a false delay on the front speakers because it's giving you that illusion that that there are distances in the back speakers alone. So when I did the setup, it turned out really nice. The EQ's done really well, but then I have peaks and valleys. So with most DSPs, you're gonna find that once you start to blend everything together, you might find yourself with peaks and valleys. So if you have a DSP that has an output EQ or even an input EQ that's separate from the left, right, or the front and rear, whatever the case may be, you can use that input EQ to adjust the system. So in this case, I used the Alpine EQ, and I used this as a master EQ on the front, so I can fix any kind of anomalies that are in the EQ when I blend it both right and left together. So now you see there's a lot of energy there, and I also use a little bit of EQ for the sub on this side too. But that's basically how I came down to it. And then since I was using the rear speakers off the radio, I EQ'd the rear speakers directly off the radio on the Alpine. So sometimes it's good to have a DSP in a radio, that, or I should just say a good EQ, so you can hear what it actually sounds like, or actually be able to adjust it, or even just go through some master stuff. So you can't go wrong that way. So you just have to be careful on how you set it up, and then use your RTA to do it. So we'll do one quick listen to what's going on and see how good it sounds, and we'll go from there. All right, let's listen to it.
I can't let him take my soul. Oh, I can't let him take my soul. See, we was cool right before I hit the fence, but he hit the fan when I got him down and pinched. I took a break, I had to leave and go get cleansed. God forgive me for all my